Now is the easiest time to make a living as an artist. But the broken part of it is, while I'm making money that I want to make in streaming, I still believe I should be making more money. They're not paying artists as much as they could. The people who really get hosed are songwriters.
You mentioned that song or one of the songs that you just mentioned has 6,000 to 8,000 streams a day. That's just one of your songs.
That's just
according to Gitnucks music industry statistics, country music artists earn approximately $5 to $10 per 1,000 streams on Spotify. What percentage, breaking down the business of, or the percentage of revenue in your business, how are you able to make this work as an independent artist? What percentage is streaming, and where are you finding revenue to support your family, your 2 kids, your wife, in other ways?
In other ways?
Yeah. What break down the percentage for me if you can.
Revenue is from streams and mastering is 85% of my income. That's the majority. And
that's not what I would have expected you to say.
Yeah, it is. It is. And
what's that final 15?
Touring, merch, publishing and writing. You know, yeah. You get quarterly checks from those. Again, not, one quarterly check might cover rent for that month,
Yeah.
Nothing crazy there, but I'm careful with the way I talk about it, because I do believe that, there are some dogs out there, there are people out there who there is some unfairness to the percentages in the streams. And so I know there's a big thing going on for writers and those kind of things. And I fully support, those kind of things. But sometimes I get angry when I see, posts and stuff about like, blah, 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 the music industry is out to get me. And I'm like, are you just not working hard? Or are you not? Because I'm so grateful. Like, I'm working my ass off here and I'm paying for my family and food on the table from doing what I've always wanted to do. And that is in music. And I'm sure there could be better things. But I see the stuff and I'm just like, man, I'm sure it's hard or something, everyone has a moment, but it's like, get out there and hustle and work, because I'm living proof that you can live off of being an independent artist. And I, again, don't mean that out of vanity. But yeah, I work my ass off and pushing this. You just like, what I said earlier, like just being persistent. Like I know for a fact tomorrow that I will go on social media at 9:00 and I will post a song that's been out since 2017, but it is my number 2 most streamed song. It is on TuneCore. There's no distribution. My top 3 most streamed songs over the last 3 years are songs that I wrote by myself with a producer who I paid $600 to do at a townhouse up in Goodlettsville years ago. They weren't on TikTok. TikTok came around. I had a good moment with my song As You Leave. It connected well with people. And so that song did, it had like 20 something million streams. And even the acoustic version is pretty close to that. But the other ones, I literally was like, oh, my old songs aren't even on TikTok. Like the sound, I was like, I'm going to make an original sound and just see what happens. And it completely changed my life.
Yeah.
And it's like, so yeah, I feel like just, you never know. I can talk about, there's the mentality side of it of like, just go and work hard. But also at the same time, like there is no rhyme or reason to it all. I could post about a new song tomorrow and change the first 3 seconds and it connect with a different audience than it has over the last 3 years. And the next thing I know, now I have another song that is streaming at 10,000 a day. And I think that's the persistent side of it all.
What about looking at your revenue streams out of those 3? So I would say music, streaming,
Something like TikTok.
shows. Sorry?
Something like TikTok would be like a promote
Yeah.
stream.
Yeah. Even like, ad deals. And I noticed that you've done a couple of those recently. What, not specific dollar amounts, but like what percentages is your guys' revenue coming from?
Well, touring for us is most of the time like pretty much a loss at the state.
Right.
Like if I get home and I'm even, we're like high-fiving me like, hell yeah, we did it. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to be in a tour bus this fall. That tour bus is going to cost me so much money. Like so much money.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So for me, especially with my catalog that I've built, I would say whatever, 80% of my income is streaming. And like getting a song on the highway will change your life as an independent artist. Like it's so helpful. But for me, if I have a song pop off, I own 100% of the master. 100%. So, well, not really, because like I have a distro and blah, blah, blah. But like in theory, I own 100% of the master. So like
a much larger percentage than like a signed artist.
I mean,
vastly.
10 times more. So even if a signed artist is streaming me 1.25x, as far as money, it's not really that way. And it's a weird world because you can look at everyone's numbers and be like, wow, they have 5 million monthly listeners. Like, well, yeah, they sit on Hot Country because they have a label. And even then sitting on Hot Country with a label going to radio, they're still making less money. Not even like in a bragging way, but like you just have to ask yourself what you want. Now that I've been on the side of the industry, I'm like, most of these streams are like fake or passive. They're not going to really help me sell a ticket. So I need to focus on real streams and real people. And I'd like to see real money come back from my real hard work. And for me, it just works that way. And there's no right or wrong answer. I might change my mind and go, you know what? It's time for me to take a bat at radio and try to get a bigger song that might end up paying me in the future. So I'm going to invest by giving up part of my business. That's okay. I just have to ask myself if I'm okay with that. Right now, because I own all this streaming and I just put out a song every month, every 6 weeks, those songs, one of them will pay for all of them. And then it kind of just builds this little catalog that you look at and you go, oh shit, I made $500 from this old song and $1,000 from this old song. And then you look and you go, yeah, that's super sustainable. And as long as I recoup on pretty much everything that I put out, which I do, then the numbers tell me just put out as much music as you can because it's going to come back. And, just strictly from a business standpoint, take out the art of it, take out the because it can feel like cold. It's not that. It's like, well, that's just more at bats. I love all this music anyway. Like it's just sitting on my phone. It's a representation of who I am now. Maybe I don't love it in 10 years. I don't know. I'm not me in 10 years. I'm going to hammer this thing that I do and that I love, feed people more than other people, and then rinse and repeat. And at the end of every year, I go, okay, is it getting better? Is it getting worse? I make adjustments and I move forward and I go, like it's less calculated than some people think it is. Yeah. It's just going. It's trying. It's failing.
What if looking at year 5 you or year 3 you, what an artist that's sitting in those positions, what is your recommendation for making this a living as quickly as possible? Like what would you bank on first to get you to making a living as an artist?
I would find a producer who's willing to believe in you for real and maybe give them more points or percentage so you don't have to put as much money into it at the beginning so you can make more music and go faster. So you can build a catalog. And then as the music does better and better, you can negotiate that deal or you can change producers if that person stops kind of believing in the mission. Not as like a flaky, just jump producer to producer, but just say hey, at the time I had no money. Now I have some money, so I'd like to pay you up front. Here's $5,000 for the song, and now you get 6 points instead of 50% or whatever. But at the beginning, if you can find somebody that wants to go as fast as you, especially somebody that you write with and that you click with, just get in a rhythm. Just go, and you'd be shocked that from song 1 to song 10, your baseline just raises. From song 10 to 20, your baseline raises. I looked back at a bunch of my songs and I'm like, man, those songs have really changed my life. And I was like, wait a minute, those songs didn't really actually stream that well. Like when I really look back, because now my baseline is so much higher. And like this song that I just put out on Friday, I looked and I was like, how many streams does it have? And it has like 110,000 on Spotify in like a few days. That used to be what a song did for me in a year. In a calendar year on Spotify, it would stream hundreds of times a day. Now it's streaming what feels like hundreds of times a minute. You can watch it live. And so you just raise your baseline, and then even a loss for you becomes your greatest win. Like that's a crazy feeling where it's like, oh shit, man, that song only did 4 million streams over the course of a year. It's like that used to be the song that I would like show up to shows, be like, thank you guys so much for singing with me. You know, like it just changes. You just keep raising your baseline and get really laser focused on who you are and why you're different. Like in a world of Morgan Wallens, in a world of Luke Combs, you're either better than them at that or you are different in some way. Figure it out. Like, you know, Luke Combs, he's really, really good at what he does. There are now 1,000 Luke Combs. They're not as good as Luke Combs.
Yeah.
There's a billion.
I just talked to someone about this with Florida Georgia Line. Just, you know, a lot of people kind of, they're the easiest target on like to hate on with bro country, but they really started a movement.
People want to hate on bro country, but we were all
jamming
with Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah.
And we still are.
Yeah, we were all.
Do not
we still
lie. You tell me that lime on the rim of that Dixie. Like, it's just so good. It's so, I love it in a world of some like more Bob Dylan-y, kind of like rambly storytelling. I love polish. I love like clear.
Get to the hook.
Yeah. Like, I think that's sexy and fun, and I love it. And I also love like Humble and Kind, and I love Randy Travis. And they can both exist. I think people get so like, if bro country exists, then like real country's gonna die. It's like, no, Zach Top is like the biggest thing on planet Earth, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
they can both exist. We love them both.
Yeah. All right. Last question. Why? I feel so confused because you're like the third or fourth person on this podcast that's been like, yeah, streaming's my largest revenue stream. But all you hear over and over and over again is streaming is broken and like artists can't make enough money. And, you know, I'm sure you've heard this, but like what there's some like dissonance there. Like, can you just like,
it's both.
Walk me through that.
It's funny because off the back of that conversation, you have to hold both things, even though they're paradoxical and almost counterintuitive and like at odds with one another. Now is the easiest time to make a living as an artist on planet Earth. If you disagree with that, I don't think that you've done your homework, in my opinion. It's also maybe one of the hardest times on planet Earth to like build a business and do it because it's so saturated and because it's harder and harder to get on playlists and all those things. Now, in my opinion, I think it is easier now, but the broken part of it is while I'm making money that I want to make in streaming, I still believe I should be making more money because if you're telling me a stream of my music is worth 0.004 cents a stream and Spotify is making like net revenue, whatever, like $100 billion, whatever they're making. Fact check me on that. But like, they're not paying artists as much as they could, even by raising it to 0.008 cents or whatever, what it used to be.
Yeah, doubling that. They would still walk with $90 billion and artists would have more money in their pocket and all that stuff. So, you know, I'm not trying to sound like a conspiracy theory. It's corporate greed. You watch these labels, like take me out of the equation. You watch signed artists. People with number ones are out here. They can't afford a car payment. They're broke. Right. They're broke as a joke, and it's not attacking anyone. It's fucked up because these labels are making $14 billion a year, and then they're paying their artists jack shit. And it's just corporate greed. It's corporate greed across the
the people who really get hosed are songwriters.
Yeah.
It's not even close. The whole songwriting thing is so broken to the point that, like, if every songwriter said, I'm going to stop writing songs because it's so broken, I'd be like, I get it. For artists, it's cool because we can own masters, we can do all these things. But I still think it's getting better. I think there's some legislation that's gotten better. But overall, it could and should just be so much better. And I think it's because we actually don't value art the way that we say we do.
Right.
We'll go buy a t-shirt that we'll wear 3 times for $28. And you'll pay $10 a month to listen to every song that's ever existed for eternity. That's so stupid. In my opinion, we should value a streaming service at roughly $100 a month. If we really say we love music the way that we do. And here's the deal. If Spotify said, hey guys, we're going to up this. We're going to make it $20. We're going to match the other $10 and pay artists more. And every penny goes to artists. I don't think anyone would cancel.
No.
That is my
huge
hottest
PR
take.
win.
If Spotify really, if Apple really, if all these companies really, and I love these companies because, again, I'm sitting in a house paid for by these companies. I'm very thankful for them. It's not me shitting on them. It's just a constructive criticism. Make streaming services more money, but make it go directly to the artist, not to the corporate entities. If that happened, everybody wins. But shareholders will they'll sit there and go, but why? They don't understand the connection to we're making art and we need to feed these artists. And we should be the platform that does this because if Apple did that, everyone would run there. If Tidal did that, everyone would run there. Like, I don't think people understand how valuable that could be. That's just my, like, conspiratorial whatever, but I think it's real.
Yeah.